The boxing world is buzzing with Keyshawn Davis's bold declaration that he's the man to take down the undefeated Gervonta Tank Davis. Keyshawn isn't just talking big, he's calling Tank out directly, claiming he's ready to sign the contract and make it happen. But is this confidence or just a calculated move for attention? With only 12 pro fights under his belt and a history of struggles against Andy Cruz in the amateurs, many fans are questioning whether Keyshawn is truly ready for a challenge of this magnitude. Meanwhile, critics point to his hesitation to face Cruz again as a glaring gap in his resume. Is Keyshawn chasing greatness, or is this just hype for the headlines? Either way, the drama between these rising stars is heating up, and fans can't get enough of the tension and potential fireworks that this rivalry promises. Keyshawn Davis has been making headlines with his bold claims about being the one to dethrone Gervonta Tank Davis. He says he's ready and waiting for Tank to send over a contract so they can face off in the ring. However, critics argue that such a fight is unlikely to happen anytime soon, especially given Keyshawn's history with Andy Cruz. Cruz, a Cuban boxer who dominated Keyshawn during their amateur careers, remains a significant challenge that Davis has yet to face in the professional ring. Their rivalry includes a high-profile match in the 2020 Olympics, where Cruz handed Davis his fourth defeat. After losing, Keyshawn's emotional reaction in the ring went viral, and many believe this experience has made him hesitant to seek a rematch. For now, Tank appears to be using Keyshawn's reluctance to fight Cruz as a reason to dismiss him as a serious contender. Some boxing fans and analysts believe Keyshawn's repeated callouts to Tank are less about genuine intent and more about boosting his own profile. Since his second-round knockout victory over Gustavo Lemos on November 8th, the 2020 Olympic silver medalist has been vocal about wanting to face the undefeated double UBA lightweight champion. While this has sparked interest among fans, Keyshawn's career trajectory suggests otherwise. He's already secured a mandatory position for the double UBO lightweight title held by Denys Berinchite, and it seems likely he'll focus on that opportunity instead. Meanwhile, Keyshawn continues to avoid Andy Cruz, the fighter who beat him 4 times in the amateurs and has openly referred to him as "my son." This avoidance has fueled criticism that Keyshawn might be strategically bypassing tougher opponents. Questions are also being raised about Top Rank's management of Keyshawn's career. Some fans are skeptical of his carefully chosen matchups and even compare him to Edgar Berlanga, another fighter who was heavily promoted but failed to meet expectations. Critics suggest that Top Rank is building Keyshawn's reputation by avoiding high-risk fights, such as a rematch with Cruz. Instead, he's been facing opponents like Lemos, Miguel Madueno, and now Berinchite, which many believe are safer options. This strategy has left some fans wondering if Keyshawn is being positioned as more of a hype machine than a genuine contender ready to take on the best in the division. When asked why he's confident about beating Tank, Keyshawn emphasized his understanding of boxing and past sparring sessions with the champion. "I just know who I am," he explained. "I've been in the ring with Tank twice, and I felt him out. I understand how he thinks and how he fights. I know I can beat Tank." While Keyshawn's confidence is undeniable, many in the boxing world see his callouts to Tank as more about securing a massive payday than taking on a realistic challenge. With Tank's reputation and undefeated record, a fight with him would be a career-defining opportunity for Keyshawn both in terms of prestige and financial rewards. For now, though, the question remains whether Keyshawn is truly ready to back up his words or if his callouts are just part of a strategy to keep the spotlight on him. Keyshawn Davis's insistence on calling out Gervonta Tank Davis has become one of the hottest debates in boxing circles. Many fans admire Keyshawn's confidence, but others question the timing and intent behind his words. At just 12 fights into his professional career, Keyshawn has yet to face a truly elite opponent. Critics argue that before he sets his sights on a champion like Tank, he should first prove himself against formidable competitors like Andy Cruz. Avoiding such challenges only fuels skepticism about his readiness to compete at the highest level. While his knockout win over Gustavo Lemos was impressive, it doesn't necessarily make him a credible threat to Tank, who remains unbeaten with an explosive 30-0 record. The ongoing rivalry between Keyshawn and Andy Cruz is another aspect that adds complexity to his situation. Their amateur history, where Cruz dominated Keyshawn, has left an unresolved narrative. Many believe that for Keyshawn to solidify his reputation as a top-tier fighter, he must overcome Cruz in the professional ranks. A victory over the Cuban gold medalist would not only erase doubts, but also position him as a legitimate contender for Tank Davis. However, Keyshawn's reluctance to face Cruz continues to draw criticism, with some accusing him of seeking an easier path to stardom while bypassing crucial tests of his skills. Beyond the rivalry, the promotional angle also plays a significant role in shaping Keyshawn's career. Top Rank Promotions has invested heavily in building his brand, carefully curating his opponents to maintain an undefeated record. While this approach has helped him gain visibility, it has also left fans questioning whether his record truly reflects his abilities. Comparisons to fighters like Edgar Berlanga, who was similarly hyped but struggled against tougher competition, highlight the risks of overprotective matchmaking. If Keyshawn is serious about becoming a household name in boxing, he will eventually need to take on higher caliber opponents and prove his mettle in the ring. Keyshawn's callouts to Tank might also reflect a broader trend in modern boxing, where fighters use social media and high-profile names to build their brand. By publicly challenging Tank, Keyshawn ensures he stays in the spotlight, even if the fight itself remains a distant possibility. This strategy isn't new. Many fighters leverage callouts to generate buzz around their careers. However, fans are quick to see through empty challenges, and for Keyshawn, the stakes are high. To maintain credibility, he'll need to back up his words with actions and deliver performances that demonstrate he's more than just talk. For now, the boxing world watches closely, waiting to see whether Keyshawn can rise to the occasion or if his ambitions will outpace his readiness. Keyshawn Davis's bold claims about being the one to dethrone Gervonta Tank Davis have certainly stirred up the boxing world, but actions will always speak louder than words. While his confidence and callouts make for exciting headlines, many believe he needs to address unfinished business with Andy Cruz before stepping into the ring with Tank. Cruz has been a roadblock for Keyshawn in the past, and his reluctance to face the Cuban again raises questions about whether he's truly ready to challenge one of the sport's most dominant champions. Until Keyshawn proves himself against tougher opponents, fans will continue to view his callouts as strategic noise rather than a genuine challenge. As for Gervonta Davis, he remains at the top of the lightweight division, and it's unlikely he'll take Keyshawn's words seriously without seeing more from him in the ring. Keyshawn may have talent and potential, but he's yet to prove he can back up his talk against elite competition. If he wants to be taken seriously, he needs to climb the ranks, silence the doubters, and build a resume worthy of a showdown with Tank. Whether this rivalry materializes or not, the buzz it's created is undeniable, and fans are eagerly waiting to see how this drama unfolds in the high-stakes world of boxing.